From WDRB, Fox in the Morning starts now.
Keith Kaiser, where are you?
I'm in a kitchen, talking about getting it organized. It can be overwhelming with so many things in the kitchen, but if you have a plan of attack, it can be freedom. It can be freedom. We'll show you more how to do that coming up on Fox in the Morning.
Mike, if there's one room in the house that puts a cold chill in people when they say, we've got to get organized here, we've got to find room for things, it is the kitchen.
Just keep shoving it in there.
Makes
That's what I
you
do.
nuts.
Keith Kaiser is trying to help this morning, showing us some simple steps to get started decluttering the kitchen.
And Candace, probably, with families, small kids, you got cups and things everywhere that are, just jammed into drawers and put into the kitchen and finding hiding places there.
Yes.
I'll admit that that's where I kind of hide stuff too from my wife. As far as the cups, I'll just put them places.
Lots of people do that.
Because they don't have space where it's supposed to go. They just jam it in somewhere else. So what do you do? What do you do to get organized in the kitchen?
Well, the way you set up the kitchen is pretty important.
Yep.
So this kitchen has already been organized.
Okay.
So let me share some tips. For example, since the dishwasher is right here,
Okay.
it's best to put heavier plates
I can
and
do that.
bulky items. Go right ahead.
Put them right up here?
Close to the dishwasher.
So there's not a
it's
big traveling area there.
That's right.
Okay.
And then pots and pans are down here because those are heavier and you don't
Okay.
want to drop them on your foot. So putting them
Keep 'em
down
low.
there, that's right.
All right.
Now the coffee maker in this house is kept right here.
Okay.
So you just want to keep all the coffee supplies
Keep
right
it all
there.
organized in one place.
By it,
You're not traveling
yes.
around the kitchen.
And there's only so much room in this coffee cabinet, so
You're forced
Yes.
to be limited on
That's
that. And then,
right.
so you see the mugs there too.
Yes.
And so you don't have
It's
mugs
all right
scattered
there.
around the kitchen.
Then since the refrigerator is over here, keeping the glasses makes sense to keep them close by the refrigerator. So you
Okay.
just get your glass and you go right here and get your drink.
And then, of course, there's an empty space for the plastic cups, which all over everyone's house.
Yes.
You start collecting those cups from the restaurants
You do.
and from Grandma's house and all that, and then you got to do something with them. What do you do?
And this is a well-organized kitchen, but maintenance is required in every house. And this tends to be, like you said, what gets away from us. So look at all these cups. This is a house with 4 people. These can be recycled. We don't have to keep all
Okay.
these. So we'll put them right here
Okay.
in the recycle bin.
These can go into the cabinet.
Those can go back in the cabinet. And don't forget these plastic red cups, those can be recycled as well.
Okay.
Don't just throw those away. In this case, the homeowner does tend to use most of these containers, so we'll keep the nicer ones up here since this is a
It's out of the way,
tall spot.
and you don't use
Yes.
this space all the time. You
That's
don't need those
right.
water bottles all the
That's
time.
right.
And then anything
So-
else that we need to
Yeah,
go
we
and
can
give away.
give a lot of these things. I don't think they use, so they can be put in the giveaway. And how many of these do you really need? Maybe just one?
Just one
I
of
think
those.
there's only one coffee
You start
drinker in
collecting
this
these
house.
things over time,
You do.
and they're just taking up space.
And same with these things. They get out of control. Well, these kids are older, so these aren't even big enough for them.
Age-appropriate stuff.
Yes.
And so-
But the kids love these.
Okay.
So those go
Those be
back
more-
in the cabinet.
be more
This
fun.
melted in the dishwasher, so that can be put in the
There are
recycle.
many of those probably in somebody's homes,
Yes.
just scattered around.
And yes, how many Huggies do you have? Well, since we just have one, we'll go ahead and save it. But
save
Huggies
that.
are definitely something you can clear out. And I think it's appropriate to keep all of these
some
items.
bigger ones?
And they can be stacked if there's not
Okay.
enough room. And then in my mind, this kind of stuff is just plain clutter.
Kitschy.
This is for lemons, but tell me how often you use it. This family says they don't use them at
Yeah.
all, lemons and limes. So even though they're brand new, they simply aren't useful. So let's just give them to somebody.
Let's give them away. Somebody else will use them.
will
They
use
can
them.
clutter up somebody else's
That's
house
right.
if they
That's
want to
right.
do that. So
So
Barry
here
and
we
Candace,
are.
look at this. Gorgeous kitchen, organized, and so it doesn't freak you out. When you come into the kitchen, you know where things are, and it feels good. It just
Yes.
feels real nice.
You want to cook?
Yes. Well, can you make me something? Bacon and eggs would be fantastic.
Yeah,
Barry,
we can make you reservations at some restaurant. You don't have to cook it all in there. Just keep the cabinets clear.
See, and I
There you
say
go.
save
Keep
the
your
I
kitchen
say
at a
save the
restaurant.
plastic cups too. I have a low cabinet with all the plastic cups.
Yes.
So I don't get constantly, Mom, can I have water? Mom, can I have water? You know where the cups are. So you go
Yeah.
get your own cup, you get your own water. Keep them low.
See, my dog won't do that.
No, that's true.
That's a problem.
That's true. You need to train him better.
I do. Luke, are you watching?
Right. Roy.
And another sign of spring. getting some of those spring cleaning projects out of the way. Keith Kaiser's in charge of that. I guess the biggest problem, Keith, is just getting started, huh?
Just got to get started and start organizing and maintaining. But you got to think about, how am I going to organize it? How am I going to get started and get it going? And containers is one way of doing it too.
It is. And the less you have to contain and maintain, the better off you might be.
What to get rid of at what time. We're showing some containers here this morning. We'll go through these and some other simple ways to get your house organized and get it, spring cleaning.
Yeah.
Get fresh for the spring.